Captain Torres arrived in the neural enhancement bay with the brisk efficiency of someone who dealt with more than her share of passenger-related crises. Unfortunately, Kaia suspected this particular crisis was going to make drunk passenger Start's fight in the casino look quaint by comparison. Status report, Dr. Torres said, her voice carrying the kind of authority that came from 20 years of keeping fragile human beings alive in the hostile emptiness between stars. Remember how corporate assured us the parasites were completely contained and couldn't possibly interact with ship systems? Kaia gestured at her displays, which were now showing a neural network map that looked less like a medical readout and more like a living constellation. Well, they lied. Or were spectacularly wrong. Either way, we have a problem. Zhen was still connected to the neural crown, but his consciousness seemed to be distributed. His vital signs were stable, but his brain activity was synchronized with patterns throughout the ship in ways that should have been biologically impossible. The parasites have integrated with our bioneural cores, Kaia continued. They're using the ship's organic computing network to create connections between passengers. Not just empathy mapping, full emotional and memory sharing. And the weird part? Nobody seems distressed about it. Torres pulled up the ship-wide monitoring system on her wrist display. Passenger biometrics showed elevated neural activity across all decks, but stress indicators were actually decreasing. Heart rates were calm. Anxiety levels were dropping to near zero. Ms. Rivera is in her cabin, Jin said suddenly, his voice carrying that strange harmonic quality, but she's also here with me. She can feel my grief, and I can feel her loneliness, but something amazing is happening. The feelings aren't just mixing, they're resolving. Like mathematical equations finding their solutions. That's not how emotions work, Kaia said. Isn't it? Jun's eyes focused on her with uncomfortable intensity. What if we've been thinking about consciousness all wrong? What if individual awareness is just the default setting? What if these parasites aren't creating artificial connections? What if they're revealing connections that were always there? Captain Torres stepped closer to the neural crown controls. Can we disconnect him? I've been trying. The parasites have integrated too deeply into his neural pathways. Forcible disconnection could cause permanent brain damage. Kaia pulled up more displays, each showing increasingly complex patterns of activity throughout the ship. But Captain, look at this. The ship's navigation systems are operating 20% more efficiently. Environmental controls have optimized for passenger comfort in ways our algorithms never managed. It's like the ship is thinking better. Through the enhancement bay's viewports, they could see other passengers in the corridor. They were walking differently, moving with a kind of synchronized flow, like dancers who'd practiced together for years. Their faces showed an expression Kaia had never seen before. Complete, serene understanding. Dr. Okafor, Jin said, I know what you're thinking. You're afraid we're losing our individuality, becoming some kind of hive mind. But it's not like that. I'm still me. Ms. Rivera is still herself. We're just more connected to the truth of what we are. And what are we exactly? Torres asked. Isolated fragments of something larger that got convinced we were separate. Jean's smile was peaceful in a way that made Kaia's skin crawl. The parasites aren't changing us. They're showing us what we actually are underneath all the barriers we've built.